For as long as he could recall, Ethan Vance knew two truths. He had been adopted, and somewhere out there was a female individual who had brought him into existence, then vanished. Now at 32, Ethan was one of the wealthiest young men in the nation, CEO of a thriving technology enterprise, proprietor of opulent automobiles, yachts, and private aircraft. Externally, his existence seemed impeccable, but internally, a void persisted, a chasm that even billions could not fill. For years, his adoptive guardians, particularly his father, had kept the truth concealed. "She relinquished you because she didn't desire you," they used to say coldly. "Forget the past. We provided you with everything." But Ethan could never forget. In quiet moments, he would gaze at his reflection, pondering, "Who do I truly resemble? Whose lineage flows through my veins?" When his adoptive father passed away, Ethan, now head of the family estate, discovered something hidden in the old man's study. A sealed envelope, yellowed with the passage of time. Inside were documents, signatures, and a faded photograph. In the image, a young dark-skinned woman, slender and weary, held a newborn fair-skinned infant in her arms, a strained smile for the lens. In trembling script below, Maya Collins, 1992, birth mother of Ethan Vance, legal adoption record. Staring at the photograph, Ethan felt his breath hitch. Her eyes, they resembled mine. There was also a letter, a cold legal statement. Due to tragic circumstances and economic hardship, the biological mother has consented to full legal adoption. No future claims permitted. Document sealed. Reason: demise of husband in aviation incident. Single mother unable to provide care in unstable financial conditions. The words struck Ethan like a blow. She hadn't deserted him because she lacked affection. She had been compelled alone, grieving, helpless, and he had been taken from her. For weeks, Ethan couldn't sleep. His heart burned with one thought: I must locate her. He employed the most skilled private investigators, scoured old social records. Nothing. No death certificate, no trace. She was gone, or so they believed. Then, one crisp autumn afternoon, fate intervened. Ethan had just concluded a corporate luncheon in the ancient part of the metropolis. Driving his vibrant orange supercar, he navigated slowly through the narrow lanes, lost in contemplation. His mind drifted once more to the photograph in the envelope. Her eyes, her face. Where are you, mother? Are you even alive? As he approached a bustling intersection, traffic decelerated. Ethan glanced at the walkway, and then he saw her. An elderly dark-skinned woman, thin, frail, hunched beneath the weight of a large cloth sack. Her garments were tattered, her feet were bare. She moved slowly, her head bowed, a beggar, forgotten by the world. But Ethan's heart jolted violently. Her face, those eyes, it was her. Adrenaline surged through his veins. Without conscious thought, he slammed the brakes, his car screeching to a halt in the middle of the thoroughfare. Horns blared behind him, but Ethan didn't care. Shoving open the door, he leaped out onto the pavement. The elderly woman looked up in surprise as the young millionaire in a sleek gray suit rushed toward her. For a moment, neither spoke. Ethan's chest heaved, his hands trembled. Then, in a voice choked with emotion, he whispered, You're my mother." The elderly woman blinked in confusion. Her thin body trembled under the heavy sack. She looked at the young fair-skinned man standing before her, dressed in a sharp gray suit, eyes wide with emotion. What did you say?" she stammered. Ethan's voice broke. You're my mother. I know it. Please tell me your name." Tears welled in the woman's tired eyes. "Amara," she whispered. Ethan's knees weakened. It was the identical name from the adoption file. He quickly extracted a folded photograph from his pocket, the old picture of her as a young woman holding a newborn infant. He held it out with trembling hands. "Look, it's you. It's me." Amara's breath caught in her throat. Her eyes fixated on the faded image. Her hands flew to her mouth. A sob escaped her lips. "Oh God! No, it can't be." Ethan's voice was urgent now. "Please, I've searched for you. I know what happened. I discovered the documents. The truth about my father, about what they did to you. Tears streamed down Amara's cheeks. She sank to the ground, sobbing uncontrollably. Ethan knelt beside her. You didn't abandon me, he whispered. You saved me. You gave me life. Amara's frail hands reached up to cup his face, disbelief in her eyes. They told me I would never see you again, she wept. After your father passed, I had nothing. I couldn't feed myself, let alone a baby. I had no alternative. Her voice broke. They coerced me to sign. They made me take that photo. They said it was the sole means to preserve you. Ethan pulled her into a tight embrace. You don't have to explain, he whispered. You're my mother. You always will be. For long minutes, the two clung to each other, lost in the moment, years of anguish, sorrow, and yearning pouring out in tears. Passers-by stopped and stared, the sight of a prosperous young man embracing a tattered beggar woman in the street. But Ethan didn't care. Finally, through tear-filled eyes, he looked at her. Come with me, he said softly. Please, let me care for you now. Amara shook her head weakly. Look at me. I'm nothing. I possess nothing. You're a wealthy man. You don't need me. Ethan smiled gently. You are everything I've ever needed. I have all the money in the world, but I've never had my mother. Slowly, with trembling legs, Amara allowed him to assist her into the supercar. For the first time in decades, she sat on soft leather, tears still falling down her weathered face. Ethan called his assistant. Get the finest doctor, the best care, and prepare a room in my residence. In the weeks that followed, Amara received medical treatment, new garments, and nourishing food. Her strength returned little by little, and every night, Ethan would sit with her, listening to her recollections of the past, of her affection for his father, of the terrible choice she was forced to make, of the years spent wondering what had become of her child. One quiet evening as they sat by the fireplace, Amara looked at her son, now strong, successful, and compassionate. I thought I had lost you forever, she whispered. I never believed you would forgive me. Ethan reached for her hand, squeezing it gently. There's nothing to forgive, he said softly. You gave me life, and now I can finally give you the life you merit. And so, the woman once compelled to relinquish her child, the woman once reduced to seeking alms on the thoroughfares, now lived with dignity and love in the care of the son she had never ceased loving. If you found this story compelling, do not forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more emotional, dramatic, and unexpected narratives. And let us know in the comments where in the world you are watching from. We love hearing from all of you. Until next time, stay kind, remain curious, and keep observing.